Okay, today we're going to 76 acres. We're in Weston, Colorado, 20 miles west of Trinidad, Colorado. You go back this direction 20 miles and you're in Trinidad, Colorado. So we're going up to Rancho Escondido, and it's a 76 acre tract, and I'll be showing you the drive as we go up. Okay, so after you pass Weston, Colorado, then Rancho Escondido entrance is only about 3-4 miles up here on our right, and you can see the Sangre de Cristos up here in the background. They look a lot bigger than what the video shows. To our left is 30,000 acres of wildlife area, and of course the Sangre de Cristos have the mountain lakes and national forest. And the tract has a newly built road on it. And build site, you're going to have great views of these mountains, the Sangre de Cristo mountains, and you're only about 35-40 minutes from town, Trinidad, Colorado. Stonewall's a little bit further up the road from where we'll turn off, and then that's when you go up to the mountain lakes. But Stonewall has a restaurant and and a little store there, and there's gas up there. Behind me, about 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away from this property, you're gonna have there's a Ringo's grocery store. It's an old mom and pop grocery store, and it's really nice, and they have gas there as well. So like I say, you're about 35-40 minutes from town. You're gonna be really close to the mountains up here, with the public access to the national or public lands. And here just a little bit, I'll show you the turnoff to go into Rancho Escondido. Not much further to take a right into Rancho Escondido. There's a sign along the way. I've zoomed in a little bit with my video camera so you could see what the Sangre de Cristo mountains actually look like when you're driving to the turnoff to Rancho Escondido. It's a little difficult with the zoom and driving. Okay, we've only gone about 2-3 miles, maybe 4. So you're about 24 miles to take a right into Rancho Escondido, and I still have the video zoomed in so you can get a feel for what the area looks like when you're actually here. We're going to take a right up here to go to this track. Zoom out, and you can see that Rancho Escondido sign. It's County Road 23.3 to come up in here. So I'll show you more of the drive as we go up. So the road's paved for a little ways up in here. You've got about I would say about 4 or 5 miles of year-round maintained road, and this tract doesn't have any covenants on it, even though it goes through a subdivision, so your road is going to be maintained. They do ask that you might volunteer to pay dues, but you're not going to have any covenants to worry about, which is really nice. Okay, everything on the right hand side is a part of the tracks. Well, we're going to drive around to get on top so we can get on the flat tops and see the views. And there is a pretty much a year-round running creek through the bottom of the track. We're going to be going up there. As you're coming up off Highway 12, we're only about, let's see, 2.5 miles now. You go through this old Boy Scout camp, and then right after the old Boy Scout camp, they did turn it into a restaurant for a little while. After this, just a little bit further up here, we'll stay right, and we'll go up, and we'll start heading up on top up there to go to the property. Okay, the Boy Scout camp is right behind us, so we take a right and you can see Rancho Escondido. That's the subdivision we're going to be driving through. These properties are not a part of the ranch itself. This is the legal access to get to them. Like I say, they have no covenants. We're still driving up the main road of Rancho Escondido, and the sun's probably going to hit us here. This is early in the morning. The properties are back this direction, right over those ridges right over there. And when we get up the top here, there's a subdivision road map that shows you the map of the ranch. Okay, so when we get to the top, after taking a right from there's a map of the ranch, and we're going to be taking a right on Escondido Road. Okay, so we just took a right on the Escondido Road, and we only went about maybe a quarter mile. Now this is Maggie Road. Take a right on that, and boy, you can really see the mountains. And then right down here at the bottom, not very far, take a left to go this track. Now the owner had the access road improved coming into it. And you can see the equipment still sitting there. Get the right gear. So really all you'll need to do is throw some good gravel on it, maybe, and trim some of these trees maybe. We're just still coming in on the access road, the new one that's been made. It's actually been improved. It needs a little gravel on it. We're going to tract 13 or no, 14. Yeah, 13 and 14. And you see this little meadow on your left. And then right up here on the right, right after this turn in to somebody else's property. On the right is tract 14, and these two are being sold together, so that gives you a combination of 76 acres. Tract 13 is pretty steep, but it gives you more land to do things on. This old ranch road that we're driving on here, it goes down all the way along the eastern border of tract 13. So you're going to have 76 acres. Okay, here's the aerial map for tract. This is tract 14, this is tract 13. Both these are 38 acre tracts, so it gives you a total of 78 acres. We're right, this little spot right here, this grassy area. Tract 14 has a lot of nice flat ground out here with tremendous views to the west. And so I'll show you the topo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk around tract 14 up here, and tract 13 starts going downhill into this steep canyon and around. Gives you plenty of room for animals and things like that. So here's tract 14 here on the top. Here's tract 13. We're about right here. And I'm going to walk around this area here to give a good video of that, and then I'm going to fly my drone over tract 13 and tract 14. Actually, I forgot. So I'm going to come from this spot here, come back out on the road that's been improved, and then there's a drive coming in with a little build site campsite somewhere on this property that was just created by the owner. So I need to go further up the road to the south and then come into the track. When you see the monitoring well, then you just keep going on the road. I just backed up, and we'll see what this drive is like in a little campsite that was built. The old road keeps going this way, and it goes along the boundary of Tract 13. It can definitely use a four-wheeler and stuff to get down that, and if you want to improve it, you could do that eventually. So this is basically this drive that was just built with a little campsite. It is about in the center of Tract 14 on the top, on the flat portion. Got a turnaround place here. If you walk right out on the edge there, you're going to see all the views. You got all the sangres on this property to look at. They look about that big when you're standing here. Okay, so we're going to walk into the track. Oh, wow. And it goes all the way down the bottom to where you saw where we drove up. It has a little creek coming through it. Yeah, you can see La Vida Pass. You got all the sangres going through here, the trees. Spanish Peak, West Spanish Peak is right behind that tree. They look really big. Sort of walking south into Tract 14. You just have the mountains all around you here. Here's the Spanish Peak. There's the west. And like I say, it looks about that big when you get some nice sandstone formations. And if you look at the topo, wow, you can see all the mountains. You look at the topo, it's not real steep until you get down to the next bench. This drops down one bench, and we got some neat sandstone formations. This next bench, you can see it's kind of level down in there, and then there's the next one that drops off in the canyon we have drove up on. So we're looking towards the north. The Spanish Peaks are to the north, and the Sangre de Cristos are all to the west. And we're staying on these cool sandstone formations. And the tract itself goes another about 100 yards that way before it runs into 13, which you'll also own, which just gives you more room. And again, the mountains when you're standing here look about that big. And this up here is not La Vida Pass, but Cordova Pass that goes over to La Vida. And then you have both of the west and east Spanish Peaks up there. You have to knock down a tree or two. So we'll walk in the lot a little bit more, and I'll fly the drone over the two tracks. Got a really nice big area up here you can do lots of things with. And the further you come over here towards Tract 13, the bigger the views get. I'm not zooming in on them to show you how big they are, as I want you to get a good grasp of what the land's like. We're going to be coming to the southern edge of Tract 14 where Tract 13 will start. Love these sandstone formations. Okay, this is about the southern edge of 14. Yep, here's the curve in the road, the old road that goes down. So Tract 13 goes down that direction that way. I'm gonna go back and fly my drone over both the tracks. This is the new drive that's been cut in. I was showing you when we drove in on. Go fly the drone.